In a country where a free health service is an intrinsic part of the nation's fabric, it's easy to be complacent about our health services. However, a new report commissioned by your legal friend shows that the NHS is on the brink of a major patient care crisis, and it's our doctors who are most concerned about it. I'm Dr. Steele and I've been a GP for over 40 years, and in recent years I've become very concerned about our health service and the amount of time doctors have to spend away from actively helping patients and risks this presents to diagnosis and treatment. And I'm not alone. The British Health Report, commissioned by your legal friend, tells us that nearly half of all doctors believe patient care and the majority of health services in the UK will actually decline over the next 5 years. Even more astonishingly, over a quarter of doctors cannot see a future for the NHS. But what's to blame for this decline? One identified factor, that is, recent NHS reforms, mean that GPs are required to spend an increasing amount of time on paperwork and away from patients. Administration takes at least a third of doctors' time, and almost half feel that they don't spend enough time with patients. It means patients are suffering. The research reveals that 3/4 of Britons delay going to the doctor, and over half do so because it takes too long to get an appointment. Even more worryingly, 35% of people believe the care they have received has been poor. This could mean appointment delays, misdiagnosis, or incorrect treatment, all of which can have a long-term negative impact, which is a major concern.
Hi, can I book an appointment, please? My story starts when I was a little bit younger. I was getting really sick all the time, really sort of generic symptoms though, things like being tired, feeling bloated, feeling under the weather. And I went to the doctor several times, only to be told I had something, sort of a blanket term like IBS. It was only after I started to get worse and my symptoms became really bad that I finally got diagnosed with celiac disease, which, if left untreated, can potentially be life-threatening. When I went to the doctor to get my final diagnosis, I was really, really unwell, so it was frustrating that it had to take that long to get to that point. If I had been diagnosed earlier, it wouldn't have taken me anywhere near as long to recover.
Recently, I had a recurrence of an injury in my neck, a slip disc in my neck that I had 7 years ago, and the first appointment they could get me was 3 days hence. And with things like slip disc in your neck, and without over-dramatising it, that's worth scanning quickly. So I just paid 300 quid or whatever and went to Waterloo and had it done myself. So in effect my physio referred me for the MRI, but I obviously had to pay cash for it. Realistically, I think the NHS does an amazing job. The problem is when it drops the ball, the consequences are very severe, and therefore that does end up in national newspapers.
But these two aren't alone. In fact, the Your Legal Friend report found that over a third of people believe they have received poor quality care from medical professionals. Our medical professionals do a fantastic job in very difficult circumstances, but the British Health Report shows their increasing frustrations with the current system. The last thing any doctor wants is to see a patient suffer unnecessarily, but increasing pressures can and do lead to mistakes. We must address these problems so that patient care is the prime consideration at all times. Highlighting a problem helps provide a solution so that other patients will not have to experience this with their own medical care.